So, a couple weeks ago, I received my pre-ordered copy of the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree Books of Knowledge Volume 3. I don't think they could make that title longer if they tried, which, shocker, is the third and final book in the Books of Knowledge set that Future Press released a couple months after Elden Ring dropped almost 3 years ago. Holy shit. Hasn't really been that long. These guides were written with direct cooperation and involvement from the developers at FromSoftware, so I think it is safe to say that these are the most intended ways we will ever get to beating these games, barring Miyazaki himself writing about how he wants you to play. In the instance that that happens, I will happily make an updated video, but until then, this is the best we got. With Shadow of the Erdtree largely being considered the most difficult project FromSoft has ever done, it's no surprise that the final boss, spoiler, I guess, if you somehow don't know and didn't see the thumbnail, Promised Consort Radahn is, likewise, the hardest boss they've ever created. To rehash a joke that I made in my Dark Souls 3 video, he hits like a drunk dad on Meatloaf Night and is not afraid to spank your bare butt back and balls all the way back to the lands between. So today, I want to take a look at what the developers themselves think is the best and most reliable way of taking out Promised Consort Radahn and his brother, who I thought was a woman, Miquella the Kind. To kick it off, they firstly recommend that we max out our character on just about every aspect that we can. I'm talking level 20 Shadow Tree Blessing, level 25 Weapon, maximum Flask, everything short of maxing out every stat on our character. I don't think they want us to go that crazy, but you know, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt. Once we are yoked out the ass, they specifically recommend prioritizing our holy damage negation above all, followed up by physical damage negation and physical damage output. To resist the word of God, they specifically recommend equipping the Golden Braid Talisman, as well as popping a holy proof dried liver before heading in. To wash that liver down, we also need to munch on some boiled crab and equip the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman for a total of a 40% boost to our physical damage resistance for 60 seconds while the crab is active. They also suggest using the Ashes of War, Lord's Divine Fortification, and Golden Vow, which is an Ash of War spell and item, apparently, because we couldn't have given them all different names. Weapon-wise, they say that Radahn is weakest to piercing damage, which I don't think I have ever considered, even once, and a shield with high holy resistance is never a bad idea, of which they specifically name the Crucible Horn Shield and the Carrion Knight's Shield. Weirdly enough, they also say that he is highly susceptible to parrying and that the Buckler is also a good option, so if you feel like showing off, choose that, I guess. Radahn is completely immune to sleep, madness, and deathblight, and 40% resistant to magic, fire, lightning, and holy for phase 1. With that in mind, they do note that he is weak to poison, bloodlust, frostbite, and holy for phase 1, though his resistance does almost double for scarlet rot in phase 2. The final thing that they recommend is to grab Miquella's Great Rune from the Shadow Tree avatar, which saves us from Miquella's Let Us Go Together grab attack, which instantly kills if it connects twice. With all of those preparations out of the way, we can finally head in and face Radahn man to man, or if you've done their quest lines, man to man, and Ash. Ansbach and Toilier are also available to summon, as well as our Ashes if need be. And don't get mad at my pronunciation, that's what How To Say on YouTube said how to pronounce it, so take it up with them. For phase 1, Radahn mainly uses horizontal swipes and overhead slams, which the guide says to roll into and preferably to his right side, so that we can get behind him and retaliate when his combo finishes. He typically ends his combos with a double sword slam to the ground, which opens up a pretty good window to get a few hits in. Alternatively, Radahn will do what they call his own version of a Lion's Claw, where he does this badass front flip slam reminiscent of Artorias from Dark Souls 1. If he does this and you are out of range, he will likely do a second flip, which the guide suggests following up with our strongest attack, since his recovery time is pretty lengthy and this move is not really that hard to dodge. If he goes for his gravity corkscrew jump, they recommend dodging into him as he's landing, which will also open a window for us to counterattack. The only other attacks he uses in phase 1 are the Meteor Shower, which they say to run away from until the last second and then jump to the side, and the Blood Flame attack that he stole from Moog. For Blood Flame, they say that the hardest thing about this move is that it looks like you can counter, but unless you're perfectly behind him, the explosion will still get you if you're off to the side. At 66% HP, Miquella will jump onto Radahn's shoulders and always open this phase with the Light of Miquella AoE explosion, which is also very easy to dodge considering you always re-enter the fight in the same position and you just have to run in literally any direction to avoid the explosion. The initial Light of Miquella move is almost always followed up by him jumping into the air and shooting non-stop clones at you, which the guide says to run immediately to the right and dodge the final slam by rolling. There is an alternative version of this move where Radahn is on the ground shooting clones at you, but in my experience he really just uses it as like a gap closing move, but the authors say that if he does this, to run up to him and stand perfectly still next to him, which will will avoid the clones. This is also where they bust out the aforementioned 2-shot instant kill grab attack, which if we fall victim to, we need to use Miquella's Great Rune to counteract. Getting grabbed a second time will result in a heart stolen message, and we will have to do all of this shit from the beginning. At 25% HP, Radahn and Miquella will combine their powers, leaping into the air and crashing down in an almost always one-shot kill move that covers damn near the entire area. To avoid this, the guide says to stand in the middle of the arena as soon as you see them jump, so that the brotherly meteor comes from above the entrance, which I did not know could be changed, so that's new. And as soon as they are in sight, sprint to the nearest edge of the arena and dodge as soon as you hear them make contact. Other than this move, Phase 3 is the exact same as Phase 2, though they do mention that they can do the Falling Star move a second time, which I personally have never seen. And with all of these pieces to this metaphorical puzzle now in place, we should have no problem beating them, right? Right?
Fuck. God damn it. Alright, what? Fuck you. Ah, fucking hell. God damn it! Fuck! Whatever, man. Fuck. God damn it! God damn it! No! I was so fucking close. Fuck. Oh, fuck, we did it! Mimic Tear, baby! Yeah, dog! Fuck you!
So, there you go. That's Future Press's, and by extension, FromSoftware's intended way of beating the hardest boss in the series, Promise Consort Radahn and Miquella the Kind. For those of you that have seen my videos before, you may be now realizing that this is way shorter than my normal beating X game the way the developers intended. And I'd like to say, firstly, thank you for being here and checking out another video. I appreciate that a ton. And secondly, I do plan on doing another full video for the entire Shadow of the Erdtree expansion. So I wanted to do something a little smaller scale to test the waters and not a fucking 45-minute video. So let me know what you thought about it, if it sucked, if you want more. You know, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm all ears. Anyway, I've been Aqua Sloth. You've been great. Hope you have a great holiday season, and I'll see you for the 2024 roundup here in just a bit. This watch is not a smartwatch, and it doesn't work, so I don't know why I looked at it twice. All right, anyway, see ya. Bye.